Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Today I'm showing you how to create a toddler town. This is a speed build, but I'm going to sort of talk through how I did it because I know a few people requested. So I'm using the medium wall height around the full of the room, and then inside the room I'm going to use different sized half-sized walls. So if you don't know where the half-size walls are, if you go to the normal walls section, just below it you can see there's an icon that is half-size walls, and I'm using various different heights here just to get some variation of house heights. And by the way, these are fully functional. Your Sims can go inside this, well, your toddler Sims, but that's it. Nobody else can go inside them because they are too tall. So to place the roofs on these, I'm putting walls in between all of these, and you can see most of these rooms are 3 wide. That is because it fits this awning very well, and this awning works. This is from Cats and Dogs, and I'm just snapping the awning to that middle wall, and then you have to delete all of the walls because otherwise it'll snap when you're doing the other side. I will show you in a sec. For this larger room, because it goes 3 back, I'm using a different sized awning that is also from Cats and Dogs and sizing it up using the square bracket keys. And if you're on console, if you hold both shoulder buttons and I think it is right on the D-pad, you will size things up. Here, because this one is an angled one, I'm having to do it slightly different. I'm having to place them either side and then place one on an angle, which I do in a minute by alt placing it. Yeah, certain awnings do not work for this, so do bear that in mind. I just know this Cats and Dogs one does work. For some reason with some awnings, your Sim can't walk underneath them and unless they are above a full size door. Whereas these work, it doesn't matter what size door is underneath them. So now I'm just copying them and flipping them around and matching up on the other side. I'm using the 9 key to raise this up. If you are on console, hold both shoulder buttons and up on the D-pad and you'll be able to raise it up to match it. So I'm just doing that to all the roofs. All the roofs at the minute look all the same. I'm going to go ahead and change them at the end so all of the houses look slightly different. Again, just sizing this up and placing it in there. Like I said, I am doing all of these that are 3 wide just because it makes these roofs fit really well. Another little thing is that because half walls can't be put down when you do the walls down thing, they will stay up. The only way to access inside the room is to go around the back of them to where the full wall is and put the walls down, so do bear that in mind. So now I'm just placing all the walls back in. It's a little bit annoying, you have to go try find the wall height that is the correct height again, that matches up with the roof that you've placed in. So it's slightly annoying, but it's just so the awning didn't snap at the start. Once you've done all this, it's time to sort of decorate. So I like to give all of my houses different looks. So some of them I've done certain wallpapers on. I've done brick. I did slats on one, I did a different type of brick on another one, just to give everything a bit of a different look. And like I said, I did change the roofs, I just changed the swatches on them, just to give some variation. And then for windows, you want to use ones that are really small. I find the ones that are the smallest are from Cottage Living. Obviously we don't have Cottage Living, there will be other options, but I feel like they are the smallest windows. So I'm going to do a little series on these toddler houses. These might not be the exact ones I use. I made a video on TikTok asking people what I should do with these little houses. I also made the video as a short, but TikTok I got a lot more responses, so do follow me on TikTok. It is just StormDesign, exactly the same way it is here. And I got some really good recommendations of things to do with these little houses, or like I said, making a new set of houses that fit what people have suggested. Stuff like cafes, libraries, a fire station, all sorts. Some really, really good ideas. So I'm really excited for that. So now I'm going to jump in with the doors. For this, you do need Cats and Dogs or My First Pets because they have these smaller doors. So that is the only thing that you really need for doing this is Cats and Dogs so the toddlers can go through these doors. And I didn't realise, not a lot of people know this, but these doors are functional for toddlers. You can't lock them though. So many people were like, I'm going to lock my toddler in, and I'm pretty sure when I was looking, you can't lock toddlers out of these doors. Which also means I have had a few people say, oh, That's how my toddler escapes. So if you have a doggy door on the side of your house, and because it can only be locked for the dogs, your toddlers can escape, which is not good. I think they should add it in so you can lock it. I know that sounds really morbid because you can lock your toddlers in these little houses. And also, I wouldn't know what to do if your toddler aged up into a child. They might be a little bit stuck, but it's fine. So here I'm placing all the windows on. I do change them a little bit because I feel like these windows are too big for this smaller house, so I put them on the biggest house and put the other windows on at this house. But it just takes a little bit of playing around. And you can see here I am moving windows wherever I want. If you don't know how to do this, you just hold Alt. I do apologise, I can't remember what it is on console, but if you hold Alt on a PC, you get free placement. So this awning as well, this works above doors. This one is also, is it from, no, that one's from Cottage Living. So perfect if you're getting Cottage Living for the smaller windows. This little awning works well as well because your Sims can still walk under it. I do put an awning on this house where I was about to place that little flower thing. And I don't actually know if it's functional to walk under. I didn't test it, but it's something that can just easily be removed if it doesn't work. Also, a little side note, and it is something I do at the end. If you go into the debug menu, and if you don't know what the debug menu is, it is a menu when you put the cheats in and you type debug in and you get thousands and thousands of extra stuff, like build stuff. A lot of it is not usable, it is just there for decoration. But there is actually small windows and, well, not small windows, but windows and doors that can be sized down, because if you don't know, windows and doors can't be sized down because they leave a big hole. So these are decorative doors and decorative windows that can be sized down. So I do use this right at the end and I will show you. And I think they're mostly from Cottage Living. I don't know if any other ones, any other packs have them. I'm unsure. But yeah, I'm just adding little details. So all of these little details I'm adding, I am just sizing them down so they fit more. Again, sizing down at a square bracket key, or hold both shoulder buttons on your controller and press left on the D-pad. Did I say right earlier? I might have said right, but that's for sizing up. Anyway, the D-pad and the shoulder buttons do resizing and moving objects up and down. So have a play around with that if you haven't before. And also, I always forget to mention it, make sure you have bb.move objects on. Otherwise, you will not be able to do any of this stuff. You might be able to get a really basic house. All bb.move objects does is make you be able to move stuff around. This does not mean stuff will be functional. I have so many people saying, well, just put bb.move objects on and it'll make it functional. And I'm like, it doesn't work like that. So putting bb.move objects on can actually interfere with things because it means you can overlap something, but then it can mean the sim can no longer use that item. So do bear that in mind. You might have to slightly move things or alter things, just adjust it till it works. I playtest most of my stuff that I do. Like I said, I had that little awning that's coming out over the thing. I didn't playtest that, but I was just doing this for a little speed build tutorial thing. So I was like, it's fine. But the awnings above the slatted house and the one on the right, both 100% usable. Your sim can walk under these just fine. But your toddler sim, obviously. I should have really popped a toddler next to these doors so you can see they are small. You might have just seen my normal size sim there. So they are like the same size as some of these houses, the normal size sim, whereas the toddler just fits perfectly through the doggy door. So as well, I added the drain pipes to a couple of these. Sometimes it's good to get the tallest drain pipe and size it down to get to the right height, or sometimes the medium one and size it down, because the shortest height one might not work. So just have a play around with sizing stuff down to try and get it to sort of the right height. And also don't forget there is cars in the debug menu also. I don't end up using this and I do end up deleting it. In one of the other builds I did, I had a little bus shelter and a little signpost. I didn't do it in this version. But here is these little windows. Yes, Cottage Living. It's not an actual functional window, you can't see through it, and you do have to use the 9 key to move it up and down. But they look so cute, and same with these ones. These are fake windows, but it's good because they can be moved anywhere and they can be sized up or down. So that is a benefit because you can't size up and down windows, so they're really good decorative items. I think I go ahead and show a door. Yes, you can see the doors down there in the catalogue. I just popped this on the side of the house just so you can see you could have a fake door. Again, it's not usable, your sim can't go through it, but if you wanted a little bit of a decorative door just down here on the side so it looks like a more normal door instead of the doggy door, it is totally cute to do that. I was going to overlap them and see if my sim could go through, but it looked a little bit stupid, so I ended up just leaving that. But that is it for this build. If you enjoyed this build, please give it a thumbs up, and if you've got any recommendations on what to do with some of these builds, let me know, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!